So you heard before in the lesson number 1 where we talked about how banks make their profits. And I talked about the volume story. So what you're going to find, obviously the banks, it's very competitive out there. The lending market is quite competitive. So if a bank is underperforming and their shareholders aren't necessarily thrilled about their share price or their profitability, the people inside the banks actually have to take action. You know, they don't want to lose their jobs either. So what are their options? Well, ultimately, they can start to do some types of incentives, some types of sales initiatives, and we see them in the form of these types of things. So cashbacks are very, very popular as a means to try and attract you in a refinance market. So if the actual market itself in terms of sales and transactions of property is slow, where else are they going to find this new business and try and grow that loan book? Cashbacks is a big way and a big incentive in terms of how they do that. The other way we've seen them do it is things like loyalty programs. So the classic case is where you get Qantas frequent flyer points or some type of points and a royalty type of points and rewards attached to that. And then we also see sharper interest rates in the market coming in to try and buy a piece of business. And one I haven't even got up here, but what also comes to mind is some of these banks also from time to time give holiday packages away. So not only get a mortgage and a new home or refinance your mortgage, you can also potentially go on a holiday as well. So you can see how that can potentially be enticing for some borrowers. Now, my word of warning on, something like loyalty rewards points is usually they're not necessarily as valued in terms of dollar value as what you would think. And certainly some of those holiday package stuffs, they're very much gimmicks and marketing tools to be able to get there, but it's not certainly something in terms of whether you want to save money that I would say is a great way to save money. If you're doing something like that or getting those loyalty rewards and you're thinking about cost of living and those types of things, well, the last thing you do is want to go on holiday because you're going to have some type of spending money attached to that as well, or travelling as well. So be careful of those types of things. The cashbacks are obviously quite reasonable, and certainly the sharper interest rate pricing. So let's take a look at an example or two that I've been able to find for you. So we'll go here with this one first with Suncorp. And we can see here with Suncorp, they're talking about home loan special offer interest rates. So they are starting to sort of say, okay, here's our best offer. These are some of the offers that we would do as part of our special interest rates. Now, again, I'll talk further about advertised rates and how they can be better. You can get better, more competitive outcomes than what's published in the public market here as well. But that's just a classic case of, them starting to talk about how they're marketing that. And again, you'll see those rewards types of opportunities as well. If we also then take a look at another example, and I really like this one. We're very fortunate, obviously, we have a mortgage broking business as well. So you know that we have a lot of this information. You obviously get to see, multiple lenders. So we've got around 35 lenders that we get daily updates from our aggregator, and you can start to see some of the different offers. Refinance cashback offer from lender number 26 and finance bonus offer 2,000, 3,000. In some cases I've seen them as high as $6,000. So that is really, really important in terms of how you understand what's available and what type of offers or special deals are out there. Because as I said to you earlier, lenders do go on sale. Like, it's ultimately going to be part of their program in terms of what they're trying to offer you. They are competing for your business. It's a competitive marketplace out there. So that's what I was saying before in terms of when should you start to be thinking about getting your mortgage reviewed. Well, if you're working with a great mortgage broker, it should be reviewed every 12 to 18 months. And usually if your loan's more than 3 or 4 years old, you're probably out of the market. And I'll be talking in a later lesson about, as I was saying before, a loyalty tax. So obviously watch that lesson when you can, because this is a really important message, is that there is going to be always competition and there's always going to be great deals available. It's probably not a bad point to finish on, and that is that, with any moment in time, you're going to be looking at the very, very best deals in that time. Now, what can happen is a month later, another lender puts another special out there, and it might be slightly better than the special that you're on. But the other consideration that you need to understand is if you keep chopping and changing lenders on a more regular basis, say every 3 or 6 months, lenders are going to see that on your credit profile. And that credit profile could mean that they'll start to reject your application, because at the end of the day, we've learnt that they're in the business of making money for their shareholders or their members. So it's really important to understand you can't just chop and change constantly, because if you do, there will be lenders that are saying, well, they don't actually make any money in those first couple of years attached to that mortgage. So they do want you staying hopefully for 3 or 4 years. And in some of these later episodes, we'll also be talking about, and these lessons we'll also be talking about, how you can ask for a better deal and stay with your same lender as well. So just really important to know, you don't want to leave money on the table, but you don't want to get yourself into trouble in terms of refinancing constantly as part of that story, because lenders will start to say, this client is not a client for us. And remembering, it is their money. They are lending out their money. They are in control of that conversation. It's not in your hands, so you don't want to find yourself in that situation. So there we go, lesson number 3, which is lenders do go on sale. So thanks for watching that educational session. As you know, I'm passionate about this stuff and I really do want to see you take action. Now, whether you do that yourself, that's fine. But if you do need help, I am super proud of our mortgage team here at Empower Wealth, and they would love to help you. They are helping thousands of people every year just like you. They're multi-award winning. We've won customer service awards and national awards for the work that we do. So I know that they will be able to look after you. So leave your details below, but please make sure you do something with this information and knowledge that you've just learned about. Now let's get into the next episode.